How's it going, Michigan fans? Big win Saturday. Want to break down the wide receivers and the running backs, so pretty much the skill position players. And like and share this video and comment below and let me know what you think. Okay, let's start with the running backs. So we went for about 230 yards rushing on Saturday. Running backs look good. Like we've got the running backs. Harbaugh's done some great recruiting, and then we had Ty Isaac and Higdon left over. But Chris Evans was a 3-star. I don't know if people know he was a 3-star, but he was a 3-star, and he's just a baller. So Ty Isaac, he went for 100 and something, and he made some big plays, but it was kind of, I want to take it with a grain of salt because the big runs he had, they were kind of on like third and longs, situations where you don't expect us to run, and they kind of would just run a shotgun draw, a draw out of the shotgun, and break some tackles, break one or two tackles, and he'd scoop for 30 yards. I think he had another one for like 19, picked up a big 4th and 1, so he played good. I got to give him an A off, grade him as an A. Let's see. Next we have Chris Evans. Now, I like Chris Evans. He's a young player. I'd like to see him get stronger and kind of run with a little more power, a little more of a chip on his shoulder, but he's a good runner. He kind of picks his hole a little bit. I wish his vision was a little better, but he's young, so you never know how long. Sometimes it either clicks or it doesn't, but he's a good runner either way. But I'd like to see his vision get a little better. I saw some cutbacks he probably missed, but, everybody can't make those type of cutbacks. But I want to say Chris Evans had 80-some yards. So he did his thing too. Definitely did his thing. And he picked up some good yardage. He was the main back. He had like 22 carries. Ty Isaac, he went for 100 and something off of like 11 carries, like something ridiculous like that. So, but the main guy that I really liked and that didn't get much time, and to me he kind of ran the hardest overall for the few carries he got, was Higdon. Higdon looks like he needs to get more carries. Like, I definitely would put him more involved in the offense because he runs with a chip on his shoulder. He runs physically strong and he's fast. Like, he's got a nice burst to him. So I would like to see him get some more time. There was one play he got stopped in the backfield, broke a couple tackles, went around the edge. Like, he definitely is looking good, and Michigan just has a stable of backs. We didn't get to see Kareem Walker play, and then there's a freshman running back. I'm not sure his name, but I've heard some good things about him. So Michigan's got a stable of backs. So all I can do is grade the running backs an A for the performance on Saturday. Like, it's just a stable of backs. Now the receivers, we had 181 yards passing, and most of that was Tariq Black. He looks like a stud. Like, honestly, he looks like a stud. He had that 40-yard touchdown bomb he was wide open. It was a busted coverage for the most part, but came down with it, touchdown. He dropped one early, but as they said in the press conference, all our receivers are young, and they're not used to playing in front of 100,000 people. Like, that's something new to them. So it was some of the first game jitters, some drops, balls that should have been caught, but they're all young and they're not used to being on this big stage, which is understandable. So they're only going to get better as they get to play in the big house, and 100,000 becomes just an everyday thing to them. I believe Crawford had a drop too, but he was wide open on that check that Wilton Spate had. But Wilton Spate threw it out of bounds. If you've seen my other video, I've talked about Wilton Spate and him throwing it high and not giving the receivers a chance. But a guy that stepped up for us and made some big catches is Grant Perry. I'm glad he got put back on the team because we need him, because he's been on the stage. He's been on the big stage, so it's nothing new to him. And he made some big catches, some real big catches that we needed. And so I'm glad to see him. He looks good. Looks good. So we didn't get to see much of Peoples-Jones, Donovan Peoples-Jones, but he's back there returning. He looks hungry, like he wants to make a big play bad. But he's looking good on the returning, and I'm sure he'll get more orchestrated into the offense because Michigan just has a lot of talent at the skill positions, like at running back and receiver. They're just loaded for the most part. They've got a lot of highly touted recruits, so they're just kind of loaded. So it's kind of hard to get all those guys on the field. Like it's a log jam basically to get on the field. So you just gotta make plays in practice and to get out there. And our tight ends look good. Once Wilton Spate got settled in, he was hitting our tight ends a lot, which is good to see because we need that. The tight end is always a quarterback's best friend because it's always a mismatch if you have a good tight end, that is, and which Michigan has had a good tight end for a while now, probably going back 5-6 years now, with Devin Funchess, but. So that's pretty much it on the skill positions. But just like and share this video. Let me know what you think about what I was talking about, the skill position players. And as always, go blue.